Hey, Nutters, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. Got a whole lot of, I don't know what happening in here tonight, girls. I am balancing my emotions. I feel like Raging Bull, the hormonal version. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's menopause or if I've just reached my limit, but I'm just telling you guys, whew, watch out. She's fiery today. Wanted to welcome everybody in. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. If you're coming in, give it a second. Go ahead and jump in. I'm going to be doing readings for you guys tonight. And you guys know I love questions. So when you're asking for a reading, try to ask in a question form if you can. Makes it a lot more, I don't know, personal for you guys and a little bit nicer for me too. So, hey, everybody, let me get in here and say hi. Hey, Kelsey, good to see you, girl. Matt Link, the girl, you got to tell us your real name. Love it, but I can't call you Matt. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. Brigitte, good to see you. Love the wedding dress, by the way, my darling. Hello, Miss Tina. KJ, Mara, how are you? Good to see everybody in. Just happy that you guys are here. And I wanted to say this really quick, too, because I know a lot of you guys are on Rachel's show and on Victor's show. And, you know, we all have a very different vibe. Everybody has a different personality in the way that we deliver things. But since I'm always on the back end running all the production for everything, of course, I see everybody's comments. And I want to apologize yesterday because I got a little snarky. Let me apologize to you guys because I got snarky. I'm not going to apologize to the person I got snarky to. Sometimes, even though we're all holding it down and trying to be good, decent, spiritual warriors in here, not everybody comes in with the best of intentions. We have a lot of people that come in who just, I don't know what they're trying to do, trying everybody's patience or testing their, I don't know, durability. But yesterday was not my day for that. So my apologies to you guys for bringing that into chat. I have zero apologies for the person I said it to. Take that. There it is. So welcome. See, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. It's okay to get irritated sometimes. Miss Sherry, hello, Alicia. Sherry, do I do yes or no questions? Yes, I do. That's no problem. So if you have one, just stick it in there and I will get going with you guys. Absolutely. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. So you guys know how it goes on my show. It's always I don't know, potluck of whatever's happening is happening. But good evening, everybody. So Matt Link, you're welcome, Miss Sherry. Facebook user, whoever you are, hello, Pearl. Facebook user, if you can put your name in your post or go over to the Ascension Network and refresh the page there, like it so that we can see your name. That will help a lot because I'm sure it's probably somebody that I know. And I'm just yelling, hey, Facebook user. So let's get in here and get going. I'm going to start out with Matt Link. And I wanted to tell you guys, I have the tarot cards again. I know you guys liked them last time. I think they're pretty cool still. So if you guys are cool with that, I will pull one main card from that tarot deck. And again, that's the Shamans and Dreams Oracle, just so y'all can see it again. And I'll make sure that I'm not doing the weird face thing this time. So I will do one of those, and then I will go ahead and just get into more of a mediumistic reading if that's cool for you guys. So here we go. Matt Link. Let's see what the first card is that I pulled for you. So the tarot card that I pulled for you is a 37, which reduces down to a 9. And it's the Magician's Sword. It's all about confidence in your magic. Okay. So let me pull it back a little bit. There we go. There it is. And as you guys can see, Gracie's making an appearance in the back. She's going to be in the video all night. But you guys, you have the Magician's Sword. So here's what that means for me. It's talking about confidence in your magic, but that's really just more about realizing your own ability and power to pull things in that you want. Sadly, what we typically do as humans is we use more power pulling in the things we don't want because we let fear and, just junk kind of rule us. But in this situation, it's really pushing you to start finding the strength in how you attract things into your life because we're all ultimately responsible. And so what comes up immediately for me with this is mindset and control and kind of how we're dealing with things. For whatever reason with you, I pull in a lot around your daily activities, like your family, children, just the day-to-day of what life feels like for you. And it feels joyful in the sense of that you're happy to take care of people and to do the things that you have to do. But it also feels like sometimes you are almost, God, y'all excuse my language, BSing yourself into believing that everything's cool when it's not cool, right? Like sometimes you just need a break and you need to take care of yourself. And that's one of the big things here, and pulling in that magic for your own life, because you still have a life. You have a life that's separate of them. There's a communal, situation happening. There's a collective situation in a family. Absolutely. We all give and take and kind of move around in that. But there's still that one part that's just you. And it's the one part that has to really be given more time and attention. I'm also picking up, I don't know why, but something to do, for me, it feels like the right foot, but I'm hearing the left foot. Anyway, there's something going on around your feet. And what I'm concerned about with it, I think, is that you tend to, you ever seen a drunk person run? Like they run with their head and they're kind of, I don't know, like stumbling through things. I think sometimes you stumble through things because your attention is so scattered, and I don't want you to twist at an ankle. So please slow down and be a little more careful with that. And I see a little water retention too. So be careful with your salt intake. Make sure that you're getting a lot more water in. Make sure that you're actually putting your feet up at some point in the day. Like really resting, not kind of resting, and get yourself taken care of, okay? And I hope that helps out a little bit. Let me jump down here and make sure I didn't miss anything, because sometimes I do. And did I miss anybody? Hey, Vic. Hey, Mika. Hi, Anika. I will get to all of you guys, so everybody just bear with me. So, Matt Link, that was you, my darling. I hope that gets you going for the week. And let's see. Guys, if you are coming in just greeting, which I'm thrilled, thank you for saying hello. But let me know if you need a reading, okay? Because otherwise, I'll just move down. I won't know if you need something from me or not. I see Mar. Hello. I have been seeing you a lot in YouTube, and Mar is with us via YouTube. If you guys didn't know that, we do have a YouTube channel that runs alongside with this, and also all of the updates and the daily energy notes and horoscope all go there as well. I used to do a lot more video work, but I'm finding my time is a little more limited lately. So we're going to jump over to Mar. I hope you don't mind if I read this, sweetie. He says, my wife and I have been separated for over 2 months while she battles an addiction and works on sobriety. Do you see us reuniting in the near future, and can you reconcile? So she's the Libra that you're talking about when you're in. I get it 100%. So the first card that I pull is the Tarot card for you is Feast of Plenty. It is choices and their consequences, and it is upside down. It is reversed. It's also 20, reducing down to a 2. Again, with you, I know that you understand a lot of these aspects. The simple fact is that until everything is dealt with in a realistic way, until the truth is handled in a realistic way, it makes it very hard to put back things that are broken, because, if you break a cup and you go to the dollar store and you try to use dollar store glue, it'll hold up for about 5 minutes instead of you just going and spending the $6 on Gorilla Glue. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go the extra step and spend more time to make sure that things are being fixed in the right way. And it feels like that with this as well. I know we had talked about this situation before, and one of the things I told you last time was like how you communicate, like having to back up a little bit. I still feel like that's super relevant, because there's a big part of me with her that feels like she's not ready to deal with her reality, like the what that means to her, like the everyday reality, the everyday living, the pressures that go with it, the carrying people emotionally. Even if she's not doing that all the way with you, I think in her mind it feels like she carries everybody emotionally. She's highly empathic also. And that, until we get a grip on that, that can work sometimes as a disadvantage until people learn how to kind of manage with all that energetic and what they're going to do with it and how they're going to handle it. It makes her a magnet. But I do see some movement happening in regards to the relationship, but it comes in for me around October. Woo, I'm feeling anxiety. The anxiety is off the chain. I've got so much pressure in my throat and in my chest, where she's concerned about if she's going to fail, if she's going to F it up, if she can do this. And there's a real push there. So you have to be firm without being naive as to what the end result is going to be. And I'm sure that you're not. I'm sure you're saying, I already know what this looks like. I've dealt with this before. But this is kind of a make it or break it time for all of you. So do I see things working out and you guys getting back together and reconciling? It's going to take time. It can be done, but it's going to take time. And it's going to be a big, big hurdle. It's going to be a struggle. But you can do it. If you can look at this from the standpoint of being firm without, oh gosh, how to say it, without being pushy. This is a hard one. But also not being naive. Do you know what I mean? Not falling into the same routine of believing everything as it's said. Because when we love people, we want to believe every word that comes out of their mouth. But the truth is, a lot of times we and they have no idea how much we're lying to ourselves. So I just think there's a lot of room there and space where healing obviously has to happen, but in a big, big capacity. I just feel a lot of anxiety on her end. So I hope that helps out a little bit, sweetie. I hope that will pull things around for you. She's very stressed. And you're behind her and will be by her side. I mean, you're doing everything that you can do. That's all you can do. But you know, when people are moving through these kind of cycles, it's such a personal thing. And because typically they're not able to look at it objectively, it's hard for them to know what they want for themselves as well. Because those wants will come in momentarily. Do you know what I mean? Dependent on, are they feeling lonely? Are they feeling separated? Are they feeling sad? What's going on? Those are the moments when people tend to make decisions instead of the moments when they're feeling good. People usually react based on a lower vibration rather than a higher vibration. So we're all pulling for you here, sweetie, and pulling for her too. And you will definitely be in my prayers. And I'm sure most of the people here, you know, in hopes that you guys will reconcile and get things worked out. So best of luck, sweetheart. I really appreciate you being here. And I hope everything goes the way that you guys want it to go. Just know that it will go exactly the way it's needed to go. All right, let me see. Holy cow. I'm sorry, guys. My bangs are driving me crazy. If I'm scratching my head a lot today or my forehead, I'm not used to having bangs, but kids, I did not sleep good last night. I had a call yesterday. Well, a call, 17 calls from a crazy person yesterday who has way too much information about me, like private information. It was scary. And it was a very odd day. So I didn't sleep so well last night with that. So my apologies if I'm a little wonky. I will do my best not to be. Your name really is Matt? Okay. Got it. Got it. Hi, Anika. I saw you in there just a minute ago, but I wanted to make sure I said hey to you again. So, Kelsey, I'm going to pop down to you. You wanted to know if you'd had a reading. Missed out on the other days this week. Oh, okay. I know you had a lot going on. I saw that. And you were wondering what the week had ahead, bringing besides surgery. Holy camole, girl. Really? Let me consult the oracle real quick. Okay, oracle consulted. Let me see, baby girl. Let me see what we can find out for you. So the card that comes up for you is a 51 reducing to a 6, and it's called Stars in the Sky, and it's about limitless possibilities, okay? Isn't it beautiful? I think we forget a lot of the time how limitless we actually are because we confine ourselves in these boxes that we create for ourselves, right? Like we don't have to go to the UPS store to find the box. We just build it our dang selves. We're like Bob the box builder over here. Where you're concerned, the week for you is going to feel like it's dragging and it's going to feel like it's very long because there is anxiety tied to everything that's happening, even though the things coming up have been in play or needed to be in play for a while. So irregardless, if you feel that that anxiety or that nerve kind of feeling coming up, don't get freaked out. This is a finish line. This is something where things finally get settled, things are finally getting dealt with, and you finally get to move on from things. So that aspect I'm really happy about. You're also going to have a lot of support from your family in this. So it's not like you're going through this all by yourself. You're going to have people pulling for you all the way around. But all I get with this is completion, completion, completion. And it looks like for me that what we're coming to, there's been procrastination that it's kind of led us to this point. Now we're like the buck stops here. It's got to be dealt with, but everything is going to be absolutely fine. I will tell you, there is some stuff coming in with your job, and I think this comes in around the 9th of next month, but it looks like for me, there's going to be somebody new coming in, particularly into the area where you're working. It doesn't affect your job. In fact, it makes it easier for you to take the next step up. This person will come in and take a little bit of heat off, although it looks like it's I don't know if this is part-time or if this is, gosh, how do I say it? Mamma mia. Somebody coming in almost like an intern helper. That's kind of what it feels like. But it's going to be somebody coming in to help you out a little bit with that. So things are going to get better, baby girl. Just watch the anxiety. Know that this is going where it needs to go. It's happening when it's supposed to be happening. You're going to be just fine. And I'm actually happy for you because little by little things are getting dealt with the way they should. And that's just head on. Do you know what I mean? I think you're one of those people you have to be thrown in the corner with no other options. It's like, here's what it is, and this is the way it is, and that's it. So the universe is kind of throwing that at you right now that way. And it's okay because it's getting you where you need to be. So no worries. All is good in the neighborhood. Not to worry. Okay. I said hi to Pearl, right? I did. Can I see you? I can see your name. I can't see you, Pearl, but I can see your name. Let me jump over here really quick and just check the comments. And I will get to all of you guys, I promise. I will get all the way around. More really quick, I just saw your comments. Right, so you're just trying to hold everything together. Do I think next month she will be back? I think there's going to be a minor delay. What I'm seeing is about 5.5 to 6 weeks. Do I think she'll be back? Yes, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a delay. Nothing too major, but everything's kind of just working itself out the way it needs to. We're all going through that right now. It just is what it is. So everybody kind of has to bear with it. I know we want to steer and control everything, but the truth is nothing's in our control except for how we react to all this stuff. I mean, we do have choices to make that kind of steer the ship. Do you know what I mean? But the current itself is not in our control. We can choose where to port, and we can choose where to dock and unload and do all those things, but there's a certain aspect of just being in the current. So we have to make decisions about how are we going to deal with that? How are we going to let it impact us, and how are we going to impact it? Okay, Sherry Lance, Miss Sherry Lance, you want to know, does Raphael have plans with another woman? Ooh, and if yes, is he interested in her? Boy, I sure hope not, because I can see a sharp kick right to the groin coming if that's the case. So, interestingly, the card I got with you is a 30. That's a 3. That's a divinity number, right? But it's also significant in this because it's pulling in 3 separate people. The card is called the Horseman, and it is the Herald of Change. Do you see how she's on this horse and she's just free up in the air, got her hands up in the air like sod this? And I kind of feel like that's where you're going to be with this. Do I see that Raphael has plans with another woman? I think Raphael likes to flirt. I think Raphael's insecure. I think Raphael likes a lot of attention. I think he does a lot more gum flapping than action, if I'm being real honest with you, although he's not against the action. The thing that I'm hearing right now is that you're playing yourself a little bit and you're being played a little bit. I think you have to just be really careful because you have one of those personalities from what I pick up where you get so in and you've got a jealous streak in you anyway, but when you're with somebody, you're so in that's like, man, if this goes wrong, everything's going to collapse, right? Like it's all going to shit. It's not, but it's putting too much of that balance, that control of your own happiness and somebody else's decision-making ability, and that will go wrong every single time. So do I see him having interest? I think he's interested in what makes him feel good. I think, don't get me wrong, I don't even think that he's a bad guy. I think he's just human. Do you know what I mean? But this is an insecurity thing. Anything that makes him feel good, he's going to absolutely go for it. And I don't know what it is with him and weight, but it looks like to me like he's always worried about how he looks to other people. So, I mean, that's part of that insecurity. So I would just say, there's nothing you can really do about it. But when the time arises, I hope you break yourself free and know how strong you are just on your own. Doesn't mean you have to break things off, but girl, it's all about boundaries. I can tell you this week is all about boundaries because people have lost their ever-loving minds. And I'm telling you, when I'm saying people are crossing them, people aren't even crossing it. They've like jumped in a whole nother damn state. I don't even know where they get the balls of the courage from, but people are losing it. So just make sure you're holding strong boundaries down for yourself, okay? And make sure that you're not putting your future happiness in the hands of other people because it will get screwed up every time. Okay, sweet girl? All right, let's see. Brigitte, you get it? This is my baby and no one messes with my baby. It's true, but I'm that way about everything, right? Like the one thing that I love, and I think all of us that do readings here with you guys love so much, is the energy that we get from you guys and the camaraderie, right? And the friendship. How close we are. And anytime somebody new comes in, everybody's so supportive and sweet and precious about it. And I love that. It shows the nature of what we're all doing here together. So yeah, I'm protective. If somebody comes in just being a schmuck, I guess that's the mama bear in me. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I really had a hard time last night controlling myself, but I managed to control myself. It was hard. So Miss Pearl, let's see what you got going on. Your husband was in an accident recently. Hopefully you can find the guy that hit him and have him fix your car. I don't know, sugar. I think that's going to be difficult. The tarot card that I'm pulling for you is kind of confirming that. Now, the number on it is a 49, which reduces down to what? A 6, right? No, to a 4. That is the number of death or deceit, right? And this one is called skywriting, the fates. However, it's upside down. It's inverted. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if I'm going by that, the answer would be no, you guys probably won't be able to find this person. I will tell you what I pick up with this person. I think this person works in construction, not that that makes it any easier. I think this person has 2 vehicles. I see a truck with this person that's like red or burgundy. And then I also see another vehicle for me that's white, but it feels like a hatchback. I also see that this person lives within about 10 miles of you guys. So do I think you're going to find him in time for that to get paid off? I don't think so. But do I think that you're going to find him over time? Yes. And that's a little bit different. So there can be repercussions that come later down the line. I just don't see that financial help coming in right now in the time when you need it the most. And I'm sorry to say that, but I really, really don't. I think you guys are just going to have to buckle down and do the best you can do with it. But my apologies, and I hope he's okay. I mean, I'm feel that I'm fine with that, but I hope that this is something that isn't going to be too big of a burden on y'all's back. I hate that. I know what this is like, and it sucks, but you guys are not going to find him in the time frame that you want to find him. Sadly, I don't see him having. Obviously, he's uninsured, but I don't see him having insurance. And I think there's also an issue with DUI, repetitive DUIs with this person. So there's a reason why all this is not working out quite to the way that you would like it. I'm sorry, sweet girl. Let me jump down, make sure I'm getting everybody. Pearl, that's a real train wreck. I am sorry. Anika Serafini. You would love a reading if possible. You're wondering if possible. Wondering if your love life will look better in the next 30 days. Huh. What are you doing in the next 30 days, girl? Whatever it is. Sounds like you got a game plan. You might want to share it in the group here, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who would like to know what that 30-day plan is. Let me pull a card for you, sweetie. Let me pull one of the tarot cards. And I'm going to pull the second one from the top. It just feels right. This one was also inverted. It's a 62, which comes down to an 8 when we break down the numerology. If you guys don't know what that means, go look it up when I'm done giving you reading or after the show, okay? It's will of the wisp. It's treasures hidden in the shadows, okay? So there we go. However, it's inverted, which means whatever this is just going to happen right out in the open, right out of the blue. Love getting better in the next 30 days for me. It feels like you're battling 2 mindsets here, and it feels like you're also battling some other obstacles that come in from me around being maybe too idealistic sometimes. But the 2 mindsets are very competitive. I think you have a tendency to be around people who are, oh God, how do I say, very alpha in their personality. And you're someone who's such a caregiver. I think that you just care so much. You're always taking care of everybody, that for you, there's always the possibility of a new beginning. I think that's beautiful. You're always like, all right, how do we make things better? What do we do with things? How do I get things to get better? It's a beautiful thing. I want you to be very realistic with yourself, though. There is a breaking point And I think this is a lesson that you've learned with older people in your life of when to let things finish. Although you're not somebody who likes to let things finish, you hang on, you covet things. You're like, no, 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 no. Let me see if I can work this out until it comes exactly the way that I want it. You want to see things come full circle. Sometimes it's beating things to the dead horse. But with that being said, I'm not trying to rain on your party. What I'm saying is, things will be different in the next 30 days. Will they be better? That's going to depend a lot on you and your mindset and how you're viewing things. I think if you could be more flexible in your mindset, things can shift. But I do think that you also have to be a little more self-protective with your feelings, okay? So just be a little more, I don't know, aware of how you're reacting to things. Again, these boundary things are going to come up all day long today. I can just tell you right now, all of that's coming in. But if that didn't answer it for you, let me know and I will jump back in and try to answer as best as I can. There's a whole lot of people in here. Holy crap, everybody. Hey, Pam, Carol, Elise, Rebecca. Nice to see you in from Australia. Happy to see everybody. I will do Glenda, Miss Glenda Peck, good to see you. I will get to everybody as quickly as I can because I know sometimes it's hard for us to go through things really quickly. Let's see. But sometimes it just takes us a minute. Miss Mika, no questions, you just want a reading. All right, I can do that. No problem. Let me pull, I'm going to shuffle my cards really quick, but let me pull one of the tarot cards for you. These cards are really cool. I mean, it's really funny too for me because I already know what I'm going to say to you guys once I start thinking about you. But to have a card confirm things is kind of interesting. It's new for me because I don't really use cards. So I like it. It's pretty fascinating. So the card that I am pulling for you, Miss Mika, is Beloved. It is Radical Acceptance, and it is a number 2 card. And so this is all about you accepting you accepting who you truly are, all the changes that you've gone through, the changes you're continuing to go through, what you want for yourself, and making that a reality. I think you are someone who is coming into the awareness that it's you. You know what I mean? It's all you. What's going to happen is all based on you. Some people, it takes a long time to come to that reality. I think you're coming through it fairly quickly. I also see some changes for you. This is kind of interesting for me. I don't know if you guys are doing if you're planning on buying stuff for the house or changing house. There's something going on with home for you that shows money, like it's work. It almost feels like DIY or some kind of changes that are going to be happening. But I feel some kind of work coming in with that. And then a lot of the things that I feel coming on with you also, again, have to do with money. You've got a whole lot of stuff going on with money coming up over the next couple of weeks. That's going to be kind of an interesting thing to see because I see money coming in, maybe a little more than usual, but then I also see money going out. So I'm not sure if this is like you spending because the money's coming in, or if this is, like I said, like a move or something that has to be done in the house. But I see things in that arena for you. Communication looks really good for you. Everything else looks really good for you. I think you've got some like education or recertification or some type of learning, some kind of instruction that's coming up work-wise, or in period, whatever this is going to be for your work. I feel like there's some shifts in that area for you as well. But other than that, nothing major. I think everything's just kind of tootling along. But like I said, I do see something coming up with like spending or the house in some regard. I'm going to jump down here and see if I'm missing anything. But that's kind of where I see things. So if that's not what you wanted, ask me a question. So Pearl, let me jump over to your comment. So he was a DUI, but you were having trouble getting a copy of the accident report to get the guy's name and insurance. He hit another car right after he hit your husband. It's going to take, listen, see, that's my thing is it feels like he's hiding out. I think it's going to take longer than you think to get those things done. It will come around, but it's not going to happen in the time frame that y'all need it to happen in, or at least to make you guys feel like it's happening in the right time frame. I'm sorry about that. That's a stinker. I get it. All right, Miss Rebecca. Elise is here and not eating. Well, hell has frozen over. There it is. Who thought that could ever happen? That girl's always eating every time we're in the middle of this thing. But I love it. She just makes me hungry all the time. Easy work day, 8 early. Awesome. And Elise said, you need to consult some of the Oracle. You probably do. This is the first time I've consulted the Oracle today, and it is helping me immensely. Kelsey, thanks for the reading. You are welcome. And you've been having gallbladder issues since April, finally having it out next week. A helper at work would be nice. It'll come in. Maybe it's somebody actually training me. Yeah, I mean, there's help coming in. There's support coming in all the way around, sweetie. You know, the gallbladder stuff and all that, that's just, those are things that were procrastinated on, like I said, that have to be dealt with. And now they're getting dealt with. So it's all good. Everything you will be in the easy cheesy. It'll be easy. I'm not worried about it. Pearl, you were saying in the past, I haven't been able to see your comments. It depends on where you guys are watching from, okay? If you guys are watching from one of the other channels that were advertised on and not on the Ascension Network or on the Ascension Network YouTube channel, I can't see your comments sometimes. It is true. But I can see them tonight, so no worries. Just make sure they're sweet. Hey, Pamela, I'm glad you're here too. Pamela had quite the victory today. I'm very happy for Pamela. She is getting to move along out of some things, and it's super nice. And Rebecca, thank you. I'm glad you like the cards, sweet girl. I like them too. They're pretty cool. So Pamela, of course I can get a card for you, babe. Let me see what we can, let's see what we can pull out of the, I was gonna say the wood pile, but that's not it. There's not a wood pile. Let's see what we can pull out of the card pile. How about that? All righty. The Drifter. It's a 14 card, which reduces down to a 5. Experiencing life as it comes. Now, I'm going to show you the card, and then I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh at you because I have to smack you in the butt a little bit. Miss Pamela knows I love her like a sister. Boy, sometimes it's hard to receive good news and to stick with it. Sometimes it's easier to expect the other shoe to drop. And I'm really happy today that you were able to overcome all those things and let go. So from here on out, all I'm going to say is that card represents expect the best, not the worst. The worst is behind you now. Now it's time to just be grateful for the best that's being presented to you in every situation. And girl, live it and love it and laugh it and be happy and just enjoy it. We have such a hard time sometimes accepting gifts, and you've really been given one. So I know how grateful of a person you are. I'm just saying, relish in it, be happy in it, take it for what it is, okay? Miss Carol. Mar, thank you. My reading was accurate. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. So, you know, if I weren't, I guess I better go find me another part-time job, right? I don't think they pay for alcoholism and child abuse. That is a joke, just so we're clear. I'm the one being abused. It's parental abuse. So, Carol has a question tonight. Carol, I will jump down and see what it is. And Rebecca is saying she's picking up something with me, and she did last time. Picking up stuff around me again. My Grammy's coming through around to me the last few days. I appreciate it. I haven't been missing anything but sleep. But if she would bring that in, that would be great. It's really sweet that you're saying she's coming in, because I actually have pictures of my grandmother all over the place. My grandmother was the coolest, most badass woman I've ever known. Loved her. That woman was baking a chocolate cake and running an underground militia at the same time, and nobody was the wiser. But thank you for that, Rebecca. I appreciate your gift, sweetie, and I appreciate you passing that along to me. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. I think it's just sleep and patience. Those are the two big things that I'm missing. Mika, you love your reading. I'm glad. Thank you. That makes me really happy. You guys are the sweetest. And Elise would love a reading. If there's time, I will absolutely get to it. Pamela, you are so welcome all day and every day, sweet girl. God knows I love you. And Pearl said Elise is not eating. I'm telling you, hell is frozen over. I'm going to look outside. I'm in El Paso. If I see ice out there, it's on. All right, let's get up here. Carol, do you have a question, sweetie? You said you do, but I'm not seeing it yet. Let me jump down. Maybe it's further down. Okay. Your brother is distancing himself from the family, and you feel like his wife is being divisive. Thoughts? Yeah, to a degree. I think she's got a grudge with several people, but I think there's kind of a mutual reason for this. Let me say it like this. It feels to me like something happened over the last 2 or 3 years that really hurt her feelings, and she took it in a very abrasive way. Now, your family, although loving, can be abrasive because people are just very brutally honest, right? And I think that that can be misunderstood, even though I will say she's kind of the same way. She's a pain in the ass, so I get it. What I pulled up for you, Carol, was a 49 card. That's going to reduce back down to a 4, and it's the skywriting. We've seen this one before in the fates. However, it's upright this time, which means that, yeah, for me, this is about her kind of steering the direction. I think he also doesn't want to have to deal with more than he has to already deal with. I think that's a big aspect of it. And I think that's a lot of the reason that he pulls back. I think he feels like it's just more than he can deal with. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, and I would try not to take it too personally. It will resolve itself over the next 6 months, at least with him coming back in. I feel like with her, the bond, whatever that is, because it feels kind of strange and weird to me anyway, is just kind of where it is, right? Like there's not a whole lot that can be fixed with that. I think she just, he's the grounding stability for her. He's all of those things for her. And I think with her feeling maybe hurt or insecure, that she's trying to pull him back in to feel more in control of her world. But I will say that I don't feel like it's necessarily targeted directly at any specific one of you. I think she just feels hurt. It is what it is, but I'm really sorry that that's going on. Rebecca, she's definitely around me. Glad nothing's missing except sleep. Thank you. I love that she's around me. I really need her. I'm telling y'all, yesterday really tripped me out, because if you guys were watching when Rachel was on Monday night, and I had mentioned, we were talking about online safety and being careful with this, and I still am not going to go into detail here, but I'd mentioned before that I had an issue. I've had multiple issues because I was on television for such a long time that wackos would show up, right? And the guy yesterday it was not good. I mean, I had to call Victor and get him to come over and bring me a little backup support. I'm sure y'all know what I mean. So I had 2 support pieces here last night because I wasn't sure if the guy was going to show up or not. He was just that crazy. So I need my grandmother with me because she was, like I said, my grandmother was badass. She wasn't putting up with anything. So it's nice to have that energy around for sure. I'm super grateful for that. All right, let me see. Glenda, we're so happy to see you here too, sweetheart. I hope everything's going really well for you. You guys are the sweetest peanuts ever. I love you guys. And it's so nice. Like, I love seeing all you new people coming in, and then having Rebecca back in is really awesome. I know we haven't had Rebecca in a whole lot, but I'm going to tell y'all I love her energy. I dig it big time. And I'm super, super glad that she's back in with us as well. All right, Miss Elise. You would love a reading if there's time. All I have is time, darling. You know I don't live in a linear world, so there's just time, just swirling everywhere. I got time all day long, sweet baby. Ooh, this is a new one. I love it. Oh, okay, it's a 33, reducing down to a 6. It is inverted, but you're going to laugh when you see this. I'm going to show it to you upright, and then I'll give you the inverted meaning. The card is Joyful Muse. It's all about inspiration. Okay, this is it inverted, but I want you to see what it would look like upright. Do you see that face? If that face could have eyes rolling back in its head, it's what I would see with you most of the time. I think you are not amused with people most of the time. I mean, it's funny because you're so social in the group that you're connected with, but you get fed up so easy with people outside of that unit that it kind of cracks me up, because I feel you, right? Like I can smell you. A wolf can smell a wolf, but it's funny because it all comes down to kind of that snarky thing of, oh, Jesus Christ, another idiot, that kind of thing. You're not wrong. I will say that you're not wrong, but I think you have to lighten up on the world a little bit and on yourself a little bit, because I think you're missing a lot of opportunities to be laughing with people instead of at them. So I think that card was pretty fitting. I think it was pretty funny. Miss Brigitte, you would like a read, please, as well. Do you have a question, Brigitte, or is this just general? Do you just want a general card? Is Sandy Gross in here? Did she come in? Hey, Sandy. Carol, it's hurtful to your parents. I can imagine it is. It's got to be killing them. But listen, it just is what it is. We can't always fix things in the time that we want. You know that. And this thing will kind of repair it, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Absolutely. At least your daughter loves cats. I'm sure. I just thought it was funny. I don't know why that card just rings so true for you, like it's cracking me up a little bit. I think it's funny. But listen, Brigitte, if you can, let me know if you have a question, baby girl, okay? And I will jump in and get that taken care of. And let's see where we are. God, the time has flown, has it not? Holy camole. All that non-linear time is flying by. Let me make sure I'm getting, no, just general? Okay. All right. No worries. Well, then let me give you a general reading, peanut butter. Let me find one of these fabulous, fabulous cards for you. And I found exactly the right one. It is a 55, reducing down to a 1. It is the farther gate, the bold step forward. Now, when I pulled it, it was inverted, okay? All this means for me is that there are no big things you need to tackle right now. You're in a completion period where everything's kind of wrapping itself up. And this feels karmic for me. It feels very karmic for me, where you're like just wrapping all these loose pieces together. So right now, you don't need any big, bold moves. You already have so many projects in the fire that's taken all your attention and time. So just make sure you're keeping yourself surrounded in those things and how to execute them and make sure that you're seeing them all the way through. But don't take anything else on. You're in a period right now that's almost like the twilight period, where you're supposed to just be kind of chilling and enjoying your life for a little bit, not stressing. So do that. You know, just stay in the flow, enjoy things, and don't stress. You don't have any big hurdles coming up right now, so don't create one, right? Just stay in your lane and be grateful for where you are and for all the blessings that are coming in right now. But just make sure that you're handling those little tasks and staying in your joy, sister. You're all good. You're all good. Brigitte's getting married, guys. It's super exciting too. I just saw your dress yesterday and it is so beautiful. I loved it. I would pick something almost exactly like that. I have to be honest. I love it. I thought it was so super cute. All right, let me jump in. Are you guys feeling my energies off? I am so tired. I'm telling you. I think I'm just emotionally kaput. I'm not mad. I don't feel bad or anything. I'm just, ugh. It's kind of all over the place. But I mean, you guys are making me feel better, so that's always good. At least I got all my nutters with me. Miss Alicia Link, you would love a reading tonight. No questions specifically, just whatever I see fit. That's dangerous. You should never say that to me. Apparently, you don't know me that well. I'm joking. My mouth, if somebody's like, I don't care, just tell me whatever. Oh, I'll tell you. Nah, I'm going to be sweet to you, though, because I think you're a sweet pea. But let me pull a card for you first, sweet girl. This is a number 27, reducing down to a 9. It's heart and home and compassion. Okay? Very pretty card. However, it was inverted. So it feels for me like there has been some frustration lately, and there's a lot of not even pointed stress or tension, but it just feels for me like it's like, oh, right? Like I just need a break. Like I need to breathe. I need a minute. And it has nothing to do with not loving people or not wanting to be around people, but it's just like feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And so that aspect comes up for me. It's definitely just around daily life and family and dealing with all of those things. Because everybody's influencing your world so much from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. And I made this joke the other day, with Victor about my life, but I think it's relative to yours. Even when I'm sleeping, I don't get a damn break, right? Like there's somebody, I've got an animal sniffing my butt. There's a 12-year-old farting in my bed. There's something like I can't get a break. I'm a lunatic, even though I love everybody, but it's turning me into a raving lunatic. So there's a certain amount of that where it's comical. Like I see you laughing at yourself and at everybody else a lot, but it's a lot. So it feels for me like the salvation for you is in taking care of everybody and knowing that the job is somewhat done so you can take a break for yourself. And maybe you need to pace that out like twice a day where you do everything that you need to do, splitting your day up, but then you take a damn minute. Take a minute for yourself. Go drive around for a minute. Go sit on the porch. You know what I mean? Look at memes. Do whatever you need to do. But you need a minute for yourself too. It's okay to breathe. And it's okay to say to people that you love, I'm choking over here, right? I need an oxygen mask. People are killing me. I don't have any problem saying it. Romy's precious, but he is straight up the poster child for birth control. I swear to God. For all those crazy people that are like, oh my God, I just want to have a baby so bad. Let me ship you this kid. I can assure you right now, you will change your mind in under 2 seconds. He is beautiful. That's the only thing that's saving him is the kid is aesthetically gorgeous, but he is a hot damn mess. Drives me crazy. Rebecca, you got your times messed up. It's hard. You know, I'm always balancing the times between Greece and Italy and the UK and then 4 time zones here. And sister, I feel you. It is not easy. I never know whether I'm winding my ass or scratching my watch or what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. You're a turkey farmer, Rebecca, because you deal with turkeys all day. I get it. I get it. Ward, hello, how are you? Vendenplas, is that right? Vendenplas? Happy that you're here. If you have a question, let me know. You're watching from Belgium. Ah, bravo. That's great. I'm sorry I don't speak. My German is so shite. My French is shite. It really is. Italian, I'm okay. Little bit of vulgar Spanish, I'm okay, but we're just going to stroke it in English, okay? But if you have a question, I'm happy to answer one for you, sweetheart. I'm really happy that you're here. It's super, super late there, so I'm happy that you're up kicking it. That's amazing. All right, let me jump through really quick with you guys. Rebecca's saying it's Gemini moon, you think, today, and loopy energy around it. It's loopy energy, period. I mean, look, we're going through that all the time, right? We see this coming in cycles. It's one of the things I had been saying in the energy reports this week was that people needed to be really careful about delusion. And it was kind of ironically funny when the crazy dude showed up yesterday because he was delusional as hell. But it just reinforced for me, like, right, I live in a bubble, you guys. I don't leave my house. I don't have any disorder that makes me not want to leave, except for I have assholeitis. I don't like dealing with assholes. So I just stay in my lane and I stay in my house. But I try to build a barrier because I just can't. I can't. You know, it's that Weezer thing. If you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me. That wasn't Weezer. That was the other one. But that's kind of the way I am lately. I'm like, whoo, I think it's just better that I stay in my own dang lane. Squirrely all the time. And Alicia, my goodness, it's so true. You've had a million times a day you needed a vacation alone. And take it. Take it. Do you know what I mean? Take it and do what you've got to do. John Gifaldi, buongiorno. Benvenuto. Buonasera, adesso, no? Benvenuto. First time listener, we're glad you're here too. John, I pick up a lot with you. Maybe it's the Italian thing. So I would be more than happy to jump in and give you a read. I think John and I have a lot in common. You know, it's not just because of the Italian thing, but I feel food around John all the time. It's interesting. I worked in television for a long time. I was a chef for a very long time. I'm still a chef. Owned restaurants for years, but I feel a lot of that kindred spirit with Mr. Gifaldi. So absolutely. Let me get in and see what I can find for you, John. I'm going to pull one of the tarot cards first for you. And guys, if I missed anybody, please let me know. Okay, especially new people that are coming in. If I missed you, don't feel like I don't care. I care so much that it hurts. Just put a comment back in and I'll get to it, okay? For Mr. John, I have pulled a 53, which reduces obviously to an 8. And it's stranger and curiosity. So here it is. I think with this one, it's all about you. You love everything that is new and creative and refreshing and pushes you and challenges you. You like those things where you see instant results, right? That constant being in movement. I'm the same kind of animal, which is why I still love to be a chef, love to work in television. I love the movement. It feels very similar with you. There's a lot of that with you as well. I think it's the one thing that kind of keeps our minds young. It's that wild spirit while still being a super grounded person. super grounded. You're very grounded in reality and very grounded in the way that you do things. I do feel something starting for you, and this is job related, but it feels like a lot of communications, a lot of talking and networking and putting projects together is almost what it feels like for me. I feel a lot of that coming on. It doesn't look like it moves forward, but it looks like it's stagnant right now. Like there's a stalemate and things aren't going quite as quickly as you would like them to go. I don't see them pushing forward super fast. In fact, I think there's going to be a little bit of a snag in whatever this is. I do see it taking off after November and getting much better. I think a lot of what's going on is your mind just moves so fast, even though you're not controlling the situation, but your mind moves so fast that I think when other things don't move fast, you tend to get a little impatient with them. But you're a real, I don't know, you're an interesting person for me because you're on one side, you're like this, and on the other side, like this. Like it's the impatience and the creativity and then completely grounded, right? So I say that with like things, you like things to move fast. But this thing takes a lot of time, what you're doing, right? And I know you're down for the long haul. So it's just about staying with it. I do see a little snag. I don't see it being anything major. It just feels like it's a little bit stagnant. So just be patient with this. But I see everything going, fine for you. I think it's just not going to happen maybe as quickly as you would like it to. Oh, John, you're a chef? Wow. See, there it is. I'm totally feeling it. I feel you 100%. I feel it 100%. I don't know why I felt that connection with you, but I did. Like I said, all Italians are eaters. Every Italian's a chef and every Italian's an eater, but I just felt that connection with you really strong. So whatever this is that you have going on, and it does feel like a lot of, like I said, communication and collaborative work. Whatever this is will be fine. Just when the snag hits, don't get freaked out, okay? Everything's going to work out the time it needs to, and you're going to be totally fine with it. Just keep creative every day. As long as you're creating, you're fine. I mean, I think when you get bored, John, hell hath no fury like bored John. So let's don't be bored, John. Just keep staying busy. You're from Atlanta? I am too. Io sono nato in Marietta, remoto in Vincino. You're considering submitting an article to a major publication. Will it be well received? Well, hello. That was what I was just talking about. That's funny. It will be. But again, I just see things kind of stagnant over the next month. So if it's not dealt with in the time frame that you are thinking that you want it dealt with, don't get frustrated with it. I think anything you do, John, kind of turns to gold. I think you're always right on the brink of major success. You're always successful, but I think you're just always right on the tip of like blowing it out the doors. So you're going to be fine, kiddo. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. Jessica Bayless, welcome in, sweetie. Making sure that I didn't miss anybody. That's so cool. So nice to have another Italian in. Rebecca, assholeitis must be contagious. We have it here too. It is a worldwide epidemic. Screw COVID. They should be given vaccines for assholeitis. I'm just telling you. It breaks my balls. John will get that. In Italian, we say rompermi palle. No? My balls, and they're fictitious, are broken all day long. Every day. Don't get me in the car because I'm immediately, I won't start because it's bad. Okay. Madeline, you think I may have missed your question? Last week I had said something about maybe a job change around October 6th. I still see that. Yes. I can look at my calendar. Actually, let me look at it because when I'm given specific dates, I know sometimes it's interesting because the date will change a little bit for me. 6/7. So that's Thursday or Friday. That's when I see things kind of shifting for you. But everything still looks straight on track, so no worries. Jessica Bayless, you would love a reading, please. Do you have a question, Jessica? If you do, let me know. If not, just type general in the chat, and I will get all over that. So, John, you're in Powder Springs, Madai. Really? Listen, I was raised in Marietta, but I went to McEachern. I shouldn't be saying that online, should I? I was just talking about a crazy stalker. I was a McEachern girl. In fact, I was Miss McEachern, 1988. That tells you how old I am. I had the elbow, wrist, wrist, all the way. It was fabulous. Okay, let's see. Just a general reading for Jessica. You got it, kiddo. Let me see what I can find for you, my darling. I'm going to pull out these amazing tarot cards. The sarcasm's thick tonight, huh? It always is, if I'm going to be honest. But when I'm tired, it's even thicker. I'm not going to lie. So we have for you the eye of the needle. It's intentionality, okay? And it's a 17 number reducing to an 8. It was inverted, though. What that tells me, if we're, I'm going to put it up here again. I want you to look at that. The eye of the needle, intentionality. It means that a lot of the times you are not taking control of what you're attracting, and you're kind of just blowing around in the wind like a feather in the wind, like at the end of Forrest Gump, right? Just bumping into stuff. You have to take control of that. You have to pay attention to the details. A lot of that's about fear of making a mistake that can't be taken back, or failing in a way that hurts you emotionally, but you're not going to. You have to trust yourself to kind of leap and jump out there. I think when it comes to friendships with you, and relationships and how you deal with other people, you're always encouraging everybody to go for it. Just go for it, right? You've got this. But when it comes to you, you're like, whoa, no. My salvation is kind of, You have to push yourself a little more, and you have to start pushing more in the direction of just taking care of you. I think you need to be more secular and singular in what it is you want to do with yourself. I'm not sure where your career is right now, but I will say this. I think that you would make one hell of a real estate agent. And if that's not in the plans for you, that's fine. But I think you would be so brilliant in that regard because you have such good people skills. You're a people person, and people love you. You have this demeanor about you that's really comforting with people. You also have such a strong, keen eye for design and for flaws, for picking out little things that need to be fixed. But I think you would just be absolutely brilliant in that area. So if it's, like I said, if it's not on the radio or the radar, maybe it should be. Maybe that's an area really where you find yourself, because I think you work better independently, right? I think you need to be your own boss, but still with the support of other people. And I just think that's the place that you need to be. So Jessica said, hit the nail on the head. You're always in fear of being hurt and let down. I get it. Listen, we all are, but the simple fact is that's going to show up. People are always going to let you down and hurt you if you're giving them too much power. If you learn how to just hold your power and harness it and not really give a damn, I mean, you should still care, right? Like, we want to care what other people think of us, but we don't want it to control what we're doing with our lives. That part we just can't do. Listen, everybody in Italy thinks I'm a raving lunatic, or at least they did for years, because I was the only woman that owned a restaurant. I was the only woman who owned a Mexican restaurant, I can assure you of that. But I was always opening these businesses, and the people would come to me and say, "C'est pazzesco, right? You're crazy." If I cared what they thought, I never would have gotten anywhere. I still push hard like that. You've got to find your strength where you're strong. Ward wants to know if I know something about shamanism. I do know a little bit about shamanism. Sometimes I do a little ceremony here, Ward, but did you have a question? Or did you want to tell us something about shamanism? I'm open either way. Sandy, want to get a reading? Absolutely, girl. Got a question or just general, sweet baby? You're a people person. Many come for advice. Listen, I think mental health therapy would be fine, except for that you are also maybe at this point right now in your life too empathic, in the sense of that you absorb everybody else. And so that could be kind of dangerous for you if you're not really grounded in who you are yet. I think you've got a little ways to go. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying I think you need something else in the interim to really boost you, how you feel about you, to know how strong you are. Okay, let's see. Miss Sandy, you want a general reading? Absolutely. No, Ward, like I said, if you have a question about shamanism, I'm happy to try to answer it. Or if you want to tell us something, that's great too, because we love hearing from everybody. Okay. Jessica, you didn't go forward because you weren't sure if you can handle it. I think you can later in life. I just think right now it's bad timing. Go for the real estate, girl. You'll get in real estate. I'm telling you. You will love me in a year when you're making lots of money. All right, Miss Sandy Gross. So your card, this is really cool. You're going to love this. It's a 4. I don't always get into Chinese numerology with things because, in their belief set of 4 is death. But that's not always a bad thing. Some things just need to die, if we're being honest. I'm not going to mention any names, but some things need to die. So what you got was the caterpillar. It's all about opportunity. Isn't that cool? I don't like that it almost looks like a snake because I flipping hate snakes, but I love what it represents. So this card for you, Sandy, is about you stepping out because you kind of are a ball breaker. I love that you just have this charisma about you. You have the same thing, right? Like people just love you. So it's about you kind of stepping into your own as well. And it's about you building new opportunities for yourself. Feels like for me that you're maybe considering like a side hustle, like a side thing with somebody younger in your family. Feels more like a son for me. But if not a son, somebody that you look at like a son. But you've got all this hustle in you. It's always with you about building these ideas and making them happy. You've got such a conceptual mind. I really appreciate that because I do too. And you have such a detail to attention. But if that isn't happening yet, it's going to come up. So be prepared for that. That's coming in. One of the other things I love for you is success. This year, you have financial success coming towards you in a way that you haven't had in a very long time. This feels almost like a 7-year swing for you in the way that I see it. So if you can think back about where your mindset was 7 years ago, because it was probably more in survival mode, it's a little different now in the way that you view survival, right? It's a good thing the way time and maturity changes the way that we view that, and it doesn't become something so negative. But I just see success flowing in for you. So whatever this forward movement is, and again, the younger male comes in for me. Move forward, be open to ideas, be open to a side hustle that could be very lucrative, actually, and be super flexible, which I know you already are. You could be a Jello gymnast. You're so flexible. Okay, Ward, let's see. I'm going to put this up on the screen if that's okay, because it's really little in the chat, and I'm really old. Your father's mother families were medicine and spell makers, Native American, okay. But only you and your grandmother knew about that side of the family. And your grandmother's not around anymore. So you want to learn more about it. Well, Ward, do I have the person for you? In fact, one of the people that we have here on the network, Victor Astorga, he's on Tuesday nights. He's actually in the chat right now. He is Native American and he works really hard in ceremony and tradition. I would love for you two to hook up because he can walk you through so much and mentor you. And I know he would be more than happy and proud to do that. So that's interesting that you're coming in because I would love to put you in connection for that. Absolutely. Learning more about that stuff, it doesn't require you come into the States. I mean, it doesn't require any of that. It's so much about connecting to that, I don't know, open, hedonistic, shamanistic vibe that all Native people have, right? There's such a freedom in all Native cultures. What a shame that we've been stripped of all of that, right? But I know Vic can help you out immensely in that. And if he doesn't kick in, I will give you his information in the chat at the end of the show. But he's on every Tuesday. So you can also reach us in the Ascension Network if you want to send a message, and I'll have Victor reach out to you, and you guys can video chat and do whatever you want to do. But he's going to be able to help you a lot. And I know how important that connection is. I see with you a lot of, God, how do I say, transformative medicine, more hallucinogenic therapy, more understanding, like naturopath kind of ways of helping people, assisting people in their journey, I guess is the way that I see it. I think you're on the road to becoming a shaman. I think you're already so naturally spiritual and connected to earth energy and divine energy that this is going to be a really easy transition for you. In fact, Victor just jumped in. So you two, if you guys want to go in private chat, or if you guys want to connect with an email or whatever, do that. That's awesome. Ward, I'm so glad you came in because now look at this. You are getting our Native American in here to help you out with that. And that's a beautiful thing. So thanks for stopping by, sweetie. I really appreciate that. I hope we can help you out with that. Sandy, beautiful reading, darling. Thank you. Yay. Yeah, you are a hustler. Got to make that money. Girl, everybody does. I stood out on the corner for 4 hours a day, and people threw sympathy notes at me. I didn't even get any dollar bills. Pitiful. I guess I need to get my weave redone. But with that being said, I guess I should probably shut up. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for being with us as always. Each one of you are precious. I never forget about you guys. I think about you literally all through the day, every day. You're in my heart 24/7. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of your lives. And we love you here. So everybody have a good one. Maintain, be cool. If the assholeitis is getting too heavy, grab a foam bat and beat the hell out of somebody. I'm just kidding. That's not very spiritual, is it? But it's honest. I love you guys. Take care. Ciao. Buonanotte a tutti.